If you're an educator, you are right on the front lines of this massive new world of generative AI. And that brings up one huge, unavoidable question that I'm sure is on your mind.
I mean, this is the question, isn't it? It's lurking behind every single assignment we get now. Can we actually know, for sure, if the work we're looking at came from a student or if it came from a machine? It's a tough one, so let's just get right to it.
And look, let's just be real about it. That's the honest truth. There is no magic button you can press. Sometimes you might get lucky and the signs are clear, but a lot of the time, they're not. This isn't a simple yes or no problem, which means our approach can't be simple either. It's all about nuance.
So, this brings us to what I call the detection dilemma. When we're looking at a piece of work, what are we really doing? Are we searching for absolute, verifiable proof of where it came from? Or are we just hunting for clues, trying to piece a story together? Because those are two very, very different paths.
This really lays out the whole challenge perfectly. On one side, you've got what we can call built-in proof. Think of it like a digital birth certificate, right? Some tools are starting to add these content credentials that basically say, yep, an AI made this. If you see that, great, it's trustworthy. But most of the time, that label just isn't there. And that drops you right into the looking for clues column, which, let's be honest, is a much murkier place to be. It's all about interpretation, and no single clue is ever going to be a smoking gun.
And this is where it gets really, really dangerous, especially when we're just relying on those automated tools. AI text detectors, they're not just a little bit unreliable. They can be wildly inaccurate. And worse, they often end up flagging the writing of non-native English speakers. So if you use one of those scores as your only proof, you could end up with false accusations and totally break that trust with your students. The big takeaway here is so important. These tools are not the answer.
So, if the automated detectors are out, what's in? Well, that brings us to the Soft Method Toolkit. These are the strategies you can actually use in your classroom every day without any fancy software. And the best part is, they focus on the student's process, not just the final thing they turn in.
So what does that look like? Here are 5 really powerful ways to see the human behind the work. Instead of just staring at the final essay, you're looking at the whole journey. You can check the document's version history in Google Docs. Does it look like a real, messy human process? Or you can just ask a student to give you a quick verbal rundown of their main points. Do they actually own the ideas? You can even have them show you their source trails or reflect on the challenges they faced. After all, an AI can spit out a perfect essay, but it can't fake a genuine struggle.
Okay, so those are the everyday classroom clues. But let's say the stakes are higher, or maybe you're dealing with digital media, like images or video. Sometimes you need to dig a little deeper, and this is where the more formal Digital Forensics Toolkit comes into play.
Now, this table shows you some of the more technical options, but I want you to notice the pattern here. Just look at that column on the right. Whether you're checking for those origin labels, looking for hidden watermarks, or even using complex forensic tools, every single method has a huge limitation. A missing label, it proves nothing. Watermarks, they can be erased. And there at the bottom again, text detectors, high error rate. They can be a hint, but they can never ever be proof. Okay, so we've looked at the clues, we've looked at the tools, we've talked about all their limitations. So how in the world do we pull this all together into a practical, fair, and effective approach for the classroom? What does this all mean for you on a Monday morning?
It really just comes down to a few core principles. Number 1, and I can't say this enough, do not rely on detectors alone. Just don't. Instead, layer your approach. Start with those simple, soft methods we talked about. It's also so important to be transparent with your students about your AI policy. But honestly, the most important thing you can do is shift your focus to learning itself. Start designing assignments that actually reward the things AI can't do, like personal connection, critical reflection, and genuine creativity.
And that really brings us to the final and I think most crucial question. Maybe the goal shouldn't just be about catching students using AI. Maybe the real opportunity here is to rethink how we teach and what we actually value in our classrooms. So the question I want to leave you with is this. Instead of pouring all our energy into detection, how can we design assignments that make AI kind of irrelevant? Assignments that truly reward and celebrate that messy, beautiful, and totally irreplaceable human process of learning.